let's get one more call in. Oh, I didn't know it was in Oklahoma. Fine. What's up, Kyle in Oklahoma?
Hey, John, how are you?
I was great until I had to call an Oklahoman, but I'm just kidding. How's it going, man?
At least it's not a Houstonian, right?
Boo. Dude, if H-Town would have been awesome. No, when you're in Texas, when you grow up in Texas, Oklahoma's basically southern Canada, and it's where most of Al-Qaeda lives, so it's all good. So what's up, dude?
Hey, so my wife and I have been married for about 5 years. We each have a child from a previous life relationship, and we've got a foster daughter as well. Calling about our middle son. He's my stepson, my wife's biological son, but I guess it was about 4 months ago. He was in his last week before Christmas break, and his father was arrested for child abuse. We got a phone call from DHS while he was at school, and it was probably a week before we even had a chance to talk to his father again. And, he just kind of said, the lawyer's advising that, cut off contact with his son for right now while they're doing their investigation and whatnot. And I guess our question is two-part, really. It's, do we kind of bring this up to our 8-year-old son and let him kind of know what's going on, or do we wait for him to start asking questions, and then just what kind of words do we use when we're trying to explain what happened here to him?
Man, the little boy's lucky to have you. That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
And thanks for being proactive, man. What a mess. So is it physical or sexual abuse?
Physical abuse. Our son's 2 stepsisters were involved. Our son wasn't involved, but obviously he's been going over there in that kind of environment and stuff.
So, broad recommendation. Every kid needs the bathing suit talk. The talk about adult touch and kid touch and private parts and what's good touch and what's not good touch. And the only people on all of the earth that will ever touch your body or that can ever see parts of your body are a doctor and mom and dad. Every kid needs that. So that's sexual abuse. And a safe place mom and dad need to not say things like, and again, I'm teaching to the audience here, not to you. But every mom and dad don't need to say, now, if anything happens, you just come tell us, okay? That's not how that works. Parents have to engage that conversation because the shame is so overwhelming for a child, right? So that's sexual abuse. 99% chance your son has seen this, if not experienced it. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's more than fair. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's a very honest, direct, not graphic conversation that lets him know. Because what he's going to do is he's going to slowly start to put together that he's not seeing dad and y'all are going to be the bad guys.
Right.
And all kids understand that they are both mom and both dad, that's part of them. And so this conversation is going to be not that your dad did this awful, evil thing, because to an 8-year-old, then that means part of me is awful and evil. It's going to be, it is that he did an evil thing, not that he's awful and evil.
Right.
Got it? So, because we're not going to connect identity to this 8-year-old little boy, because he's going to say, well, then I'm capable of this type of evil. Have y'all had conversations about abuse your son has suffered in the past?
No. And up till, we didn't really have reason to suspect it. We knew dad was, kind of short-tempered and things like that. This was pretty out of character for him.
Okay. So did he, put into context, did he shake kids? Did he punch a kid? Like, what happened? Throw a kid up against a wall?
So, yeah, I don't know. I know mom, our son's stepmom, so dad's wife, works night shift, and kind of all the story we got was basically she came home, the girls had bruises on them. She sent them to school like that, and then the school got involved. And we really hadn't had a chance to talk to his dad and stepmom about, we don't really have their side of the story.
Okay. Stepmom should also not to be permitted to be around those kids either, ever again.
Well, yeah, they're actually going through a divorce, so that's.
But that's great. But she doesn't need to be around those kids. The fact that she didn't ring the bell, that she pawned that off on the school is nonsense. Those girls looked to her for help, and she didn't provide it. The school had to bail those kids out.
She may or may not be in contact with the kids right now. I don't know.
Well, I hope she's not. I hope she has no access to those kids at all, because she failed them. She let them down.
Right. I mean, she got charged too. So, I mean, I'm sure there's something in place there.
Good. So my conversation with my 8-year-old would be this. We need to have a serious conversation with you, and I would do it in a place that's safe, and I would do it as much as possible with physical touch involved. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The conversation would be very short and very direct and very honest, which is, your dad got in trouble. He may have, we're not sure, but he may have hurt some people when he got angry. And we're not going to be able to see him for a little while. And I would let my son ask any questions, say, I don't have a lot of answers. We don't know everything for sure. But what we do know is he's in trouble right now. And your sisters are safe, and the police are involved. And when we know more, we will let you know. If it comes out that this is true, and this happened, and Dad beat them up, etc., then the conversation will be an age-appropriate, not using words like abuse and violent. It will be, your dad hit your little sisters with a closed fist on their legs, and that's never okay for a grown-up to hit them. And so they're not allowed to be around him anymore. And right now, we're not going to allow you. And I think it's important for him to know that you are setting boundaries, even though he's going to hate you for them for right now. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
We are protecting you because that's our job. And the police officers or the courts, or whatever one he's going to understand, have said that daddy can't be around kids anymore. And I know this is so, so sad. Your daddy does love you very, very much, and he's getting the help that he needs, et cetera, and we'll go down that road. But I think it's important for him not just to dad suddenly start ghosting him. It's that daddy got in trouble, and he did some things when he was angry that he shouldn't have. And for right now, we're not gonna be able to see him. And let that be that.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we're gonna keep it very facts are your friends, very surface level. What we're not gonna do is go into 18 hours of explanations, and we love you, and we're going to demonstrate that love through touch, through, hey, let's go get some dinner. We're going to go out. Where do you want to eat? Give him some, this is really important. Give him a moment of choice, because you know what you're going to give him? When everything, he just lost control, you're going to give him a tiny, tiny piece of control back.
Okay.
So where do you want to go eat? And more importantly, where do you want to get ice cream after we eat?
All right.
And whose hand do you want to hold, mine or dad's? His dad's hands are huge, but they're scratchy, and mom's are soft. Well, you get to pick which one. And so we're going to, what music do you want to listen to in the car? And he may say nothing. He may go silent. He may have experienced this before. Maybe you ask him that question. Have you ever experienced dad when he got very, very angry? Was it scary? And if he says no, never, then great, cool. That may or may not be true, but we're giving him tiny pieces of control back in little pockets, and it's going to settle his sweet little 8-year-old soul down a tiny bit. I don't think that I would mention right now, without the presence of a counselor, that it was his sisters that got beat up.
Oh, okay.
Because he is going to then be about trying to, I've got to be with my sisters. And now you've got a whole other thing going on.
Okay.
My guess is he's had to protect them before. Okay. And he may need to see sisters, by the way. And if y'all can make that happen in any shape, form, or fashion, make it happen.
Okay.
Take them all to the movies, whatever. But he may need to put eyes on them. And I wouldn't take that from him, if at all possible, if the courts allow that. But great question. So I rambled a lot at you. Here's the ultimate underlying things in a summary. Facts are your friends. State it clearly, age appropriately, in a way that he can understand, but do it in a context of touch. Somebody's holding one hand. Mom's, you've got your hand on the back of his neck, that he feels safe because his body's going to take off on him. Ask him, has this ever happened to you before? Have you ever seen daddy get angry? And if he doesn't want to answer that, great, cool. The third thing is, here's what we're going to do now. You're safe here with us. And then we're going to, sisters are going to stay with some folks right now, and they're going to keep them safe, and they're going to be loving. And where do you want to go eat? Okay, and then we're going to go from there. Okay?
All right.
Kyle, I take back all the mean things I said about Oklahomans. You've done your I was gonna say you've done your country well. You've done your state well. Man, your kids are lucky to have you, brother, and the community's lucky to have you in it. To everybody listening, if there are kids in your world, whether they're your kids or others, and they show up with bruises, you stop everything, cancel everything, and make the calls.